so hard, hustle never stopped, but the system kept blocking every move to the top. Didn't know my credit score was holding me back. Didn't know the game till some.
Have you ever paid off a credit card and thought, great, now I'm going to close it? What if I told you that closing the wrong credit card could actually hurt your credit profile? Today, we're talking about one of the most overlooked parts of your credit score, the age of your credit history. Welcome back to the Credit Educator, where school is always in session and every lesson gets you one step closer to financial freedom. In today's lesson, you'll learn what the age of credit history actually means, why lenders care about how long you've had credit, how opening and closing accounts can affect your credit profile, common mistakes people make with older accounts, and how to think about your credit as a long-term financial asset. Let's get started. Let's start with the question. If you had to lend $10,000 to someone, who would make you more comfortable about lending to? Someone you've known and trusted for 15 years or someone you just met last week? Most of us would choose the person we've known longer. Why? Because time builds trust. The same thing happens in the credit world. Lenders don't just want to know how you've managed your credit, they want to know how long you've been managing your credit. That's what the age of a credit profile is all about. It's your financial track record over time. Think of it as your work history. If someone has worked for the same company for 20 years, it tells a different story than someone who has had 5 jobs in the last year. Neither person is necessarily better, but consistency does often create confidence. Credit works the same way. The longer you've responsibly managed credit, the more information lenders have to evaluate your financial habits. Now, here's something many people don't realize. When we talk about the age of your credit, we're not talking about your oldest account. We're talking about the age that's an average age of the accounts on your credit report. Imagine your credit report is a classroom. You've had one student who's been there for 15 years. Now you add 5 brand new students on the first day of school. What happens to the classroom's average age? It gets younger. Do the math. The first thing that happens is the age changes. The same thing happens when you open several new accounts over a short period of time. Your average age decreases. That's one reason why opening multiple accounts all at once is not always the best move. Now let's talk about another common mistake. People say, Coach T, I finally paid off this credit card, so I'm closing it. I understand why people think like that. I do. If you're not using it anymore, closing it seems like the responsible thing to do. But before making that decision, it's important to understand how that account fits into your overall credit profile. Sometimes older accounts have been helping establish credit history for years. Every situation is different, which is why I encourage people not to make credit decisions based on what worked for someone else. Your credit profile is unique. Here's another question I hear. Coach T, I just opened up my very first credit card. Am I behind? Absolutely not. Everyone starts somewhere. Nobody is born with the 800 credit score. Building strong credit is a journey, not a race. The important thing is to develop healthy habits early, making on time payments, managing your balances wisely, and being intentional before opening new accounts. Those habits become more valuable as time passes. Think about planting a tree. The best time to plant it may have been years ago. The second best time is today. Credit is similar. The sooner you begin building positive history, the more time the history has to grow. Now, here's another important part. You can't rush the age of your credit. You can't buy it. You can't speed it up overnight. Time is one of the few parts of your credit profile that simply requires patience. That's why I ask and tell people good credit isn't built in a weekend. It's built through consistent financial habits over months and years. And that's actually good news because while you can't control yesterday, you can absolutely control the decisions you make today. If you remember one thing from today's lesson, remember this. Your credit history tells lenders more than you've managed credit. It tells them how long you've been trusted with it. Strong credit isn't about having accounts. It's about building long-term financial reputations. So here's homework for today. Log into your credit monitoring account and look at your open accounts. Ask yourself these questions. Which account is my oldest? Approximately how long have I had it? Have I been making consistent on time payments? And am I thinking about opening or closing any accounts soon? Don't make any changes today. Your goal is simply to understand your credit timeline better because every smart financial decision starts with understanding where you are today. Inside the Credit Educator community, we help you understand your unique credit profile while our team works with you through our done for you credit restoration process. We don't believe in one size fits all advice because every credit journey is different. If you're ready to stop wondering what lenders see when they look at your credit and start building a plan designed for your goals, click the link in the description to learn more. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next lesson. Next class, we're talking about new credit and credit inquiries. What happens when you apply for new credit? What's facts and what's fiction? And how lenders view recent applications. Until then, remember school is always in session and every lesson gets you one
Blocking
step
every move
closer
to the
to
top. Didn't
financial
know my
freedom.
credit score was holding me back. Didn't know the game till somebody gave me the map. The education hits different when it's real. No shortcuts, no gimmicks.